Welcome to this video on the Ecoflow series. I have recently upgraded from the Delta 2 to the Delta 2 Max. Was it a good idea? The Delta 2 is a brilliant bit of kit. This is the extra battery. The main unit is currently in my camper van. I'll get onto that bit later. So at 2K with the extra battery, it just wasn't quite enough for my power needs. The Delta 2 Max, however, is 4K with the extra battery. 2K a piece, doubling my storage capacity and of course my power output. I spent quite a bit of time looking around for a solution to my 2K lack of storage, and I discovered that you can operate the Delta 2 Max extra battery with a Delta 2 main unit. I purchased one and that in effect gave me 3 kilowatts. You can still only connect 2 units in tandem, but nevertheless I'd gone from 2K to 3K, which was pretty good. That all being good, I thought to myself, well, what if I buy a Delta 2 Max, because it's got the extra charging point on the side. I'd be able to run my extra battery, so that's 2K plus 2K, plus my extra battery from my Delta 2 at 1K, giving me 5K, freeing up my main unit to use in the camper van. Happy days, I thought to myself. So I looked about for a Delta 2 Max main unit. The brand new ones are really dear. You're talking roughly around £1,200. But I found Ecoflow online and they sell refurbished ones, and that was approximately $680 I paid for that. Guaranteed, top condition, and it's sitting here in front of you now. So I hooked up my Delta 2 Max main unit, hooked that up to my Delta 2 Max extra battery, and then I plugged in on top of that my Delta 2 extra battery, hoping to gain 5K. Unfortunately, the Delta 2 Max will not charge a Delta 2 extra battery, even when it's in tandem with the other one. I guess it's because there's a massive variance between power capacity, but nevertheless it wouldn't work together. I plugged the 3 in without any problem, and I believe it was using the power that was already in the battery, but when it came to charging, it would only charge its own extra battery and totally ignored this one. I have since read that it's not a good idea to run an extra battery from a Delta 2 in line. I took it out pretty soon. There was no harm done, but there was no point if it wasn't going to recharge itself via solar or indeed on the mains. The Delta 2 extra battery, the Max one, was a brand new unit which I paid $499 for, which I thought was a pretty good price. But like I say, the main units are double that, and I was lucky to get it cheaper via a reconditioned model. It works well, it's charging well, so I don't think I've got any concerns whatsoever. And so far, even though due to lack of sunshine, as we're all aware, it's done very, very well, and it does last. It seems to last a lot longer than the Delta 2 did. The Delta 2s are almost becoming obsolete now, and the Delta 2 Max is, the main unit particularly, is getting a little bit hard to find. There are very few of them about on the second-hand market at this moment in time, and the only few that I've seen available are brand new, and like I say, at around £1,200 a pop. I imagine they're going to phase them out eventually, because the Delta 3, there'll probably be a Delta 4 in months or years to come. So I imagine these will disappear in no time at all, which is why they're charging still premium rate money for them. And that's why I went for a reconditioned one. You never truly know how much work it's done and where it is in its capacity stage. There is a significant difference in size and weight between the two units, the 2 and the Max. But I do like the portability of the Delta 2. It's much easier to move around, carry, particularly from a camper van point of view, or if you're going camping or you want to use it outside. The Delta 2 Max is getting a little bit heavy, still portable, but nevertheless not something that I'd want to lug around with me over any great distance. I found the Max a little bit more efficient, if you like, against the standard 2. When you turn it on and you turn the mains on, for example, it's a lot quicker. Also much quieter when it's running. Beforehand with the Delta 2, I'd put a kettle on, say an 800 watt kettle, and the fans were running straight away. Whereas on the Delta 2 Max, they don't. It is a much quieter unit and the fans are not so keen to run. I've certainly never heard them run at top speed yet, and I have tried some heavy loads on it to make sure it was all good. The other thing that I think has improved on the Max is the solar connection. Obviously on the Max you have 2 solar inputs, which is an absolute bonus. So you can use those 2 ports to charge via solar and via 12 volt battery, whatever combination you want to do, but you can up your capacity and obviously charge the units a whole lot quicker. The Max also has 2 12 volt outlets as well, against the one with the ordinary unit. I don't use those. On this unit, they're rated at 100 watts, if I remember rightly. I'm not sure what they are on these, but it's something worth considering, because if you can run on 12 volt in some shape or form, avoiding the inverter being switched on, then your power is going to last you a whole lot longer. Operating the 2 at 4K is great. I haven't been able to fully charge them via solar because the weather's just been, it's January. The weather's not been great. I am now thinking the only way forward for me, just to finish it off, is to get another extra battery, and that will give me the full 6K, which is going to be more than I am ever going to need. Another significant improvement on the Max for me has been, I leave these permanently connected to the solar panels, and sometimes you try to open the app in the morning or the afternoon and it won't connect, and I have to unplug it in the past with the Delta 2 and start all over again, whereas that doesn't appear to happen on this one, which is an absolute bonus for me, because that was just a little pain in the neck having to unplug it each time and turn it off and start afresh. I've also noticed that it doesn't come on so early in the day. First thing in the morning when it's light, the Delta 2 fires up, so immediately it's drawing power out of its batteries, and this is long before there's enough coming from the daylight to actually put anything back in. The Delta Max definitely hangs out a little bit longer and requires a little bit more light to actually initiate the fire up, by which time the current is flowing a lot sooner. Again, another benefit, because they will sap away at what they've got in storage if there isn't a great deal coming in. If I'd known then what I know now in terms of the difference between the two, I would have gone Delta 2 Max straight away, and it's probably saved myself a few quid in the process. But I still like the fact that I can move the Delta 2 around with ease. It's smaller, it's a little bit more compact. The main unit's currently in the camper, which is why it's not sitting here now. Now I've got these 2 big boys, and I like to be able to make a cup of coffee via the coffee machine, or use the toaster or something like that when I'm in between campsites on the road. The Delta 2 allows me to do that. But I rigged up a lead into my fuse box, which allowed me to basically power the ring main within the van via the Delta 2. The other day I got a bit brave and I thought, do I need this external lead getting in the way? Can I not just plug in directly to a socket on the camper? Now don't cringe, because this is not really the way to do things. I made up a lead with a 13 amp plug on one end and a 13 amp plug on the other end. I then proceeded to plug one of them into a socket in the camper van, and the other end I plugged into the socket on the Ecoflow. I switched it on, I switched the mains on, and it fired up all my sockets. I made a cup of tea, the battery chargers were running, everything was fine. Please bear in mind that I am not an electrician, and that what I have just suggested does have some significant dangers attached to it. Risk number one is, if you're connected via your Ecoflow to the ring main in your camper and you roll up to your campsite and you forget to disconnect it and you plug in your shore lead, then you are going to be banging 240 volts back into that ring main that already has 240 volts in it. That's not going to end well. You don't want that to happen. Another point to consider is, if you're on shore power, I would plug in my kettle lead and charge the unit up via the mains on the campsite. What you must not do is, if you're running your ring main from your Ecoflow, don't be tempted or make the mistake of plugging in your mains lead to the same ring main, creating a loop fundamentally, because you are then trying to charge it with the same power that it's producing. I have made that mistake once and once only, and it popped a reverse polarity fuse in the unit. Thought I'd destroyed it, but I'd basically just disconnected it, left it for a little while, pressed that fuse, it reset itself, and I got away with it. I am definitely not condoning my method here, but it does make it very easy with a lead with a plug on each end when you're on the road to just plug your unit in on one end and put the plug in a socket on the other, which fires up all your other sockets so you can make a cup of tea without minimal disruption. It works for me, so you make your own mind up. Using that method and my basic understanding of electricity, particularly AC, the way I see it is by powering a socket in the van via an Ecoflow, you are fundamentally bypassing your breakers in your fuse box, because generally the power would come in, go through the fuse, come out of the bottom to your sockets. This case, it's not doing that. The other thing to think about as well is that if you're running the mains in that fashion, your hookup socket outside your van, although it's generally has a cover on it, those pins are live. So you need to be careful with that. I've done it all the time. I generally keep them very separate and operate it purely on this basis. When I'm on the road, I'm not hooked up to shore power, so I haven't got any problems whatsoever. I haven't tried this on the road yet, but I will put my plug in to my Ecoflow. I'll put the other end into a wall socket, and then I'll make my tea, etc. from the other sockets, unplug it, and away we go. And then while we're driving, it's charging via the car battery or the solar panel, depending on what's what. That works, and it's absolutely fine. What you have to remember is that when you get to a campsite is to make sure you've disconnected your Ecoflow from your ring main before you plug in your shore power. Going back to what I said about you're bypassing your fuse board in effect by plugging into your socket ring main. These have a very good overload and short breaker system fitted within them, so you've still got some protection. Again, it's working, it does work, but it's not really the best way to go about it, but it is very straightforward. So I am not recommending you do it that way. It is an option, and if you choose to, then obviously it's at your own risk. I can't wait to read the comments on this one. I will put a video up demonstrating what I have just explained to you very shortly in the camper van. There is a huge risk of electric shock with this method. I can't stress that enough. For example, if you've got a plug in your Ecoflow and it's unplugged from your ring main, in this case, then you have then got a live plug with pins on it, which could electrocute anybody, child, pet. I don't leave it connected, but I'm just pointing out the risk. Has the Delta 2 Max upgrade been a good idea? Without a doubt. I've now got 4K. Eventually I will have 6K. My next problem when I go up to 6K is going to be charging it, to be fair, via solar. I'm going to need more panels than a power station, probably. I don't know, but that's something I'm going to look into during the summer months. But yeah, without a doubt, if I'd known back then what I know now, then I would have gone straight for the Delta 2 Max. Thanks for watching. Ready for those comments. Catch you in the next one. Bye for now.